Alright guys, so it is the divisional round playoffs for the NFL, and we have 4 games that are playing, 2 for the NFC, 2 for the AFC, and I thought I would make my predictions. Not that I'm really anybody special. I'm not like a ESPN analyst or insider like Adam Schefter or Mortensen or whoever it might be. I'm just some regular dude. Alright, so we're going to start with the Cardinals and the Packers. Aaron Rodgers last week looked pretty good against Washington. He was still making some bad plays. He had some people that were just wide open that in past years Aaron Rodgers would have just put it right in between the numbers, and they easily could have won about 50-17. But there's just something there this year. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but he's not the same Aaron Rodgers. I understand that the wide receiver core is the slowest in the NFL, but they have gotten open. I watched multiple times in every game get open, and he's just missing them. So this is just not his year. And while he did win, and he looked pretty good winning against Washington, let's be honest, it's Washington. They had a great run in the NFC East, but they're not that good. They were going to get beat by the Packers. I think everybody pretty much knew that. Now they're going to go up against the Arizona Cardinals. I almost said St. Louis. That would have been funny. Now, Arizona's defense is ridiculously better than Washington's defense. I understand that they don't have Tyrann Mathieu, who is one of the greatest safeties in the league right now, but it's still an amazing defense. And they are going to hurt Aaron Rodgers. They are going to hit him. They're going to hurt him. They're just going to beat him down all game long. And the one thing that's key to the Packers offense is the running game. Well, Arizona is extremely good against the run too. So they're going to have their hands full. So my prediction is that Arizona is going to beat Green Bay. I'm going to say 30-17, and it's probably not even going to be that close. So then Arizona is going to have the winner of the Carolina and Seattle game. Now, this game could very easily go down as one of the greatest playoff games in history. It puts two teams that are fairly identical to each other. You got a running quarterback in Russell Wilson and Cam Newton, who also love to throw. You have the Legion of Boom on Seattle against the fantastic defense of the Carolina Panthers. Carolina has been on a run. They are 15-1, obviously. They have had an amazing year. And Cam Newton is going to be the MVP. Bar none, he is going to be the MVP. There is no discussion anymore. That's exactly who he is. He was phenomenal. But I think it ends. And my heart is really hoping for Carolina to beat Seattle, because they've been a great Cinderella story all year long with the Cam dabbing and all the dancing, the smiling, all that. They've had fun being 15-1. It's been phenomenal to watch. But while my heart says that Carolina's going to win, my brain and everything that I know about football is telling me that Seattle is going to win this game. They have the experience, they have the heart, they have the tenacity, and they've honestly got the drive. After what happened to them last year, they should have won the Super Bowl. I think they all know they should have won the Super Bowl, and I understand that in the first month of the football year, Seattle wasn't exactly Seattle, but they're back now. They're back to being Seattle. There's no Jimmy Graham anymore, so you don't have to worry about getting him balls. Now it's Doug Baldwin. Doug Baldwin has been a monster the past 6 weeks. And it's going to be him against, Cortland Finnegan? You've got a really good matchup there going on. And I think Doug Baldwin is going to win that matchup. And I also think that Beast Mode, while he may be back, I think it's going to be Christine Michael too. I think they're going to give him the ball a lot more than they're going to give Marshawn. And I think that's going to help them in the long run. Marshawn's time is coming to an end in Seattle, and I think this is where you're going to really start to see it. But with Seattle's experience, I think it's just too much to Carolina. I think it's going to be too much of an experience factor going into Carolina. I think Seattle is just going to beat them, and it's going to set up a fantastic NFC West showdown for the NFC Championship game between Arizona and Seattle. So now we go to the AFC, and we'll start with the Patriots and the Chiefs. The Patriots are getting back Gronkowski and Edelman, and that's going to be great for Tom Brady. It really is. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, how healthy, how fit they're going to be, especially Edelman, who has been out for a long, long time. And for him to jump back into it in a playoff game after being injured for that entire time, that's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. But it's hard to bet against Tom Brady. He has run over everybody in the NFL for the past 15 years to 4 Super Bowl championships. He's been amazing, and he's going to continue to be amazing, win or lose in this game. He's not going to be the reason that you lose this game. He never will be. Now let's look on Kansas City side. Kansas City is possibly going to be without Jerry Maclin. If they're without Maclin, I think it's going to be really hard for them to actually find offense with the wide receivers to win this game. If Maclin does play and he's at maybe 80%, they have a chance. They have a very good chance because their defense is very, very good. They will be able to swallow up Tom Brady because his offensive line is not the greatest in the world. I think Maclin is going to play. I think that the defense is going to go crazy. And I think that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to go in there and they're going to beat the Patriots. I'm not going to say Alex Smith is going to beat Tom Brady because that's never going to happen. He's a game manager. We all know this. But I think the collective group of the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be able to go in there and just barely stop the New England Patriots. I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think it's going to be 24-20. And last but not least, we have the Broncos against the Steelers. Let's face it. The Steelers are hurt. They are beaten. They are battered. Ben Roethlisberger has torn ligaments in his throwing shoulder. That is devastating, especially for a quarterback. That's really bad. And he's also now without his top 3 key people on offense. He doesn't have Antonio Brown. He doesn't have D'Angelo Williams. He doesn't have Le'Veon Bell. He's without all 3 of those guys. And you're expecting him with a bum arm to go in there and beat the Denver Broncos? That's a tall order. That is a very, very tall task for him to do. That's not going to be easy. Now on Denver's side, look at what they have. They have all of their people right now. They still have a decent offensive line. It's not the greatest that Peyton Manning's ever had. But they have a good one. And now they have C.J. Anderson and Ronnie Hillman going up and down the field, running over people right now. That's what's been winning their games. Hasn't been the throwing of Osweiler or Manning. It's been the running game. That's what's been winning it for them. And they have everything that they could possibly need to win this game. But it's Peyton Manning. Now, Peyton Manning, you're amazing. You are one of the greatest regular season quarterbacks anybody has ever seen. There is no denying that. But as it stands today, your record is 11-13 in the playoffs. You have a losing record in the playoffs. And 9 of those games are the first game in the playoff. So it wasn't even that you advanced in a round and then got knocked off. You lost 9 times in your first round. Think about that. A lot of people keep talking about how he is the greatest ever. He's not, because the greatest ever doesn't ever let that happen, period. And I think history is going to repeat itself. I think Peyton Manning is going to lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's going to be really simple, because Ben Roethlisberger has no pressure on him whatsoever. Why would he? He's out his 3 biggest targets. His 3 biggest targets. There's no pressure on him. If he loses, that's why he lost. I have a bum shoulder and I've lost 3 of my guys. Of course I'm going to lose this game. But for Peyton Manning, you better win this game because you're 11-13 in the playoffs. And if you can't beat a beaten down Pittsburgh Steelers team, guess what? That's your legacy right there. That will close a chapter on your history. All the pressure of the world is on you right now. Whether you want to admit it or not, you need to win this game to cement your legacy. Period. And there's absolutely no reason why you can't beat the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. They are too bruised and too battered to win this game. And yet, I'm going to pick them. I'm going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers to win. I think it's going to be a 21-14 type of round, and I think Peyton Manning is going to get picked off twice, maybe even 3 times, and we may even see Brock Osweiler in the fourth quarter just to try and save this game. I think the Steelers are going to beat him up, and I think he's going to fold under the pressure because the one Super Bowl withstanding, that's been his MO. He's never been able to come up clutch in the big games. He just hasn't. The record shows it, and I think it's going to show it again. And unfortunately, this might be the end of his career. I hope it's not. I hope he plays one more season. But I think this is going to be it. This might actually be his final game. Alright guys, so to recap, I have the Arizona Cardinals beating the Green Bay Packers. I have the Seattle Seahawks beating the Carolina Panthers. I have the Kansas City Chiefs beating the New England Patriots. And I have the Pittsburgh Steelers pulling a humongous upset against the Denver Broncos. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I'm 4-0, maybe even 3-1. Let's see. Hopefully I'm not 0-4 so I can make a couple more of these predictions and some of you will actually pay attention and not say, what is this idiot doing being 0-4. So that's my prediction for the playoffs, and I will see you Monday or Tuesday, and we'll see how badly I was. Let's see exactly what kind of record I actually had against these guys, and we'll talk about that then. See you next time, guys. Bye.